Hi guys, this is the Dr. Tibbs Diaries. I would like to speak to all the medical students and all the students in matric or in any grade who's interested in doing medicine. So first let's talk to the students who are going to, who are thinking about doing medicine. You're in grade 11, you're in grade 12, you're thinking, what is my career choice? Do I want to be a teacher, an engineer, a lawyer, a policeman, a pilot, an astronaut, I don't know, astrophysicist, whatever. But all I can discuss, or what I can talk to you and tell you is about being a doctor. Being a doctor is a privilege. It really is. It is not an statement. It's not over exaggerating to say it is a calling. I remember when I decided to do medicine, both my parents are doctors, and I thought to myself, I really want to do medicine. I want to help people. Well, first and foremost, I want to be a dentist, then I want to be an air hostess. Then I went, and then I loved having dogs. So my dad loves dogs. So then we have dogs. So then I thought to myself, I want to be a vet. But then I thought, I love taking care and nurturing. So I want to become a doctor. And I love the fact that my parents never forced that on me. They didn't say, because we are doctors, your uncle's a doctor. And so I made the decision that I wanted to be a doctor. My mother actually wanted me to be an accountant. But I'll tell you the reasons why she said I should do accounting. But I decided I wanted to do medicine. And I did my maths, my science, my biology. I did accounting and my two languages, English and Afrikaans, and my arts. And that's what I did in grade 12. I did my subjects and I worked blooming hard. I studied like a beast because I wanted to get good grades. And I remember my dad said to me, just apply to every university. Don't say I want UCT or KZN or Wits. Go everywhere. Just apply everywhere. So me, being me, listening to my dad, I applied everywhere. I applied to all the universities. And majority of them came back saying in grade 11, yes, we'd love to have you. I was so grateful, God is good. I was so grateful that I got that. And then I just worked hard in matric, got my marks, and got accepted at UCT and at Pretoria. And for various reasons, I went then to UCT, not because UCT is better than Pretoria or anything. No, it's just that UCT gave me accommodation and Pretoria didn't give me accommodation. So I ended up going to UCT. And my mom was just like, go. And I think I love the fact that my parents were releasing me to go from Joburg to Cape Town to go and pursue my dreams. I never thought in all my life that I would leave home at such a young age. And I left home and I went to UCT in Cape Town by myself from Joburg to UCT. And that was a journey. And I think to all the parents, I want to say, don't be afraid. Don't say it's too far from my child. How will I know? You teach them, you give them the tools for life, and then you just trust. You trust God, you trust what you've taught them, and you believe, and hopefully your children will make the right choices, And so to all the students in matric who are thinking, I want to do medicine, that was my journey. And there's nothing more incredible than working a job or working an occupation that serves people. Medicine, in all honesty, first and foremost, it's a sacrificial career. You sacrifice a lot for medicine. You will work your butt off even after from the minute you qualify to the very last patient you see, you are going to work hard. And it's mental work, it's physical work, because I think the reason why my mother said I must do accounting is because as a doctor, you literally don't sleep. In the majority of the specialities, you don't. You are on call for 24 hours straight. Sometimes it can even hit 30 hours. You've been on your feet, seeing patients, working hard. I remember being on call, the very, very first call as a medical student. I could not believe it. I was like, yeah, man, I should have listened to my mom. I should have listened to my mom. But I don't regret it, okay? Maybe because I did ophthalmology, and ophthalmology, you call from home and you're sleeping in your bed. But that's not the reason why I did ophthalmology, by the way. That's not the reason. But in all honesty, I don't regret it, because I love working with people. If you love working with people, you will love medicine. If you love being an intellectual, you will love medicine. Working hard, being dedicated. I mean, the perks of it. Look, well, let's not lie. Doctors do earn a lot of money. In private, in private, doctors earn a lot of money. Let's not lie. Let us not lie. They do. And so, you know, the lifestyle it gives you is amazing. There's so many options as a doctor. You can work on a cruise ship. So you travel the world, you see the world. So you can work on a cruise ship. You can go into outreaches. I absolutely love outreach medicine. Absolutely love it. And so that's amazing. You can work in a career where you're in academics, like me. You're working in academics, teaching other people how to specialize, teaching medical students. You can go into pharmaceutical companies. You can go into private, own your own business. So you have your own time, you manage your own time. You can travel. I mean, as a doctor, you can work in South Africa, you can work overseas. The options are limitless when it comes to medicine as to what you can do with your career. You can stay as a GP, as a normal general practitioner who's looking after families. You can go into a highly specialized field where you are literally working in a microbiology in a lab with, you know, bacteria and looking in the microscope and looking at and all of that, or looking at scans. You can go into surgery. I mean, the options are limitless. It all depends on what career choice or what career path you want to take. So medicine is absolutely amazing. It's not for lazy people. It is not for lazy people. The complications that happen in medicine, this is the downside of medicine. You know, when you're doing an accountant and you miss a 2, you can trace it back and fix it and put it back. When you're a doctor and you make a mistake, it affects someone's life. You know, it does. There's a complication. Either the person's going to need another surgery, or, you know, you gave the person a tablet, they reacted to it, now they're in ICU. The complications can be terrible. And when patients die, it is, I mean, doctors are not walls and stones and rocks. We've got hearts. You cry. The emotional toll it takes on you. You know, it's hard, especially also when you work in a career that is high pressured, like that's high risk, you know, like anesthetics. I think anesthetics is high risk. That's why I didn't do it. Putting people to sleep is high risk. Monitoring them and making sure they wake up at the end of the operation is intense. You know, not that it's dangerous. It's just as a doctor you know, you've got that responsibility, or as a surgeon, you know, you're working in there, you're working on the heart, and it's intense, you know, and so that emotional toll it takes on you. I think doctors all have to have a psychologist or psychiatrist somewhere, someone they talk to all the time. So that's a big downside of medicine, is the fact that you don't sleep a lot, you sacrifice a lot, and it's emotionally draining. It is emotionally draining, and it can literally suck your life. Like, medicine can consume you if you don't put boundaries, because you can take your work home. You know, you're thinking about the patient, you're thinking about the complications, you're thinking about the good stuff you've done even. You take that work home with you, and yet you have a family. You've got people you need to interact with as a normal human being, and not be stressed and depressed and anxious. And you know what I'm saying? Like, medicine, because it's a human to human interaction all the time, can really be hard. It really, really can be hard. You know, people don't talk about that. You know, we all want to be doctors and live the life and be slaying, but no one talks about the hard side of medicine. Medicine has a very, very hard side. It does, you know. And oh, the other thing about medicine that I don't like is that we don't give each other space to be sick. When you're a doctor, you will go to work sick. You will have a flu and you will go to work sick. I don't know. I think because as doctors, we know the spectrum of disease. So like people out there in the office, when you're working, in an office and you call and like, I'm so sick, I've got a flu. Everyone's like, oh, shame, stay home. It's okay, stay home, But when you are a doctor in a hospital, people are like, you're sick, you've got a flu. Okay, how bad is it? No, okay, they don't say that. I'm joking. But it's like, it's hard, You yourself even feel like, but I'm not that sick. People are dying of cancer. People are fighting for their lives in ICU. People are really, really sick. And people have had car accidents and whatever. You just are going, no, you will go to work because you also think about the patients. Who's going to take care of the patients? I think doctors have like big hearts. We've got huge hearts. We think with our hearts, sometimes not with our brains when it comes to taking care of ourselves and actually saying, no, I'm going to put myself first. I'm going to stay in bed and get better. It's one of the things that doctors don't do well, taking care of ourselves. We don't do it well. No, we don't eat enough. We don't sleep enough. We don't exercise enough. Bet you believe it, some doctors smoke. Smoking, I think, is bad for your lungs. I think so. But I'm not going to say don't smoke, but I wouldn't do it. But, we know these things. We know these things. But we do them as doctors. Yeah, it's the downside of medicine, man. It's the hard side. But in closing, I want to talk to medical students to say, as students, work hard, focus, don't lose track. And remember that medicine is a journey. And everything you are learning now, right now as a medical student, you carry it forward into your career. So don't just study for your exam. Study for that Koko, for that Mkulu, for that Dani and and OC. Study for those people. Study for them so that you remember and you can apply yourself. And for all those 6th-year final students, I'm sure you're looking forward to internship. You're thinking, oh my gosh, I just hope to pass your exam.